Have you ever taken a vitamin for your health and then quietly wondered why your legs feel weaker, your balance feels off, or your confidence walking isn't what it used to be? Not in a dramatic way, just little things. A hand reaching for the counter a bit more often, a pause before stepping off a curb, a moment of hesitation at the stairs, like your body is asking, "Are we sure?" Here's the uncomfortable truth. Not every supplement helps, and some, especially in higher doses, can slowly work against the exact thing you're trying to protect: your strength, your stability, and your independence. Today, I want to tell you a story, because this isn't just about vitamins. It's about what happens when well-intended routines quietly become the reason people stop walking as confidently as they used to. And we're going to talk about 3 popular vitamins many seniors take every day that can become harmful when taken excessively or needlessly, and what to do instead. The morning routine that didn't feel dangerous until it did. Let me introduce you to someone I'll call Frank. Frank is the kind of man who did everything right. Retired, quiet life, good heart, no drama, no risky habits. Every morning, like clockwork, he made coffee, opened the cabinet, and took his vitamins, because he was determined to stay strong. He wasn't trying to be a superhero. He just wanted to stay independent. He wanted to keep driving himself, keep carrying his own groceries, keep walking into his doctor's office without needing someone's arm. And for a while, everything seemed fine. But then it started. Not pain, not illness, just weakening. He noticed standing up from a chair took a little more effort. His legs felt tired sooner than they used to. And the weirdest part? He couldn't explain it. He assumed it was age, because that's what most people assume. But here's what he didn't know. In his cabinet were 3 healthy vitamins that, in the wrong dose and in the wrong context, can slowly shift the body in a dangerous direction, especially after 60. Let's talk about the first one. 1. Vitamin E, the silent muscle weakener. Vitamin E has been marketed for decades like a miracle. Heart support, skin health, anti-aging, cell protection. So it makes sense that many seniors take it daily, sometimes at 400 international units or more, because that's what a lot of over-the-counter bottles sell. But here's the key problem. Vitamin E is fat-soluble. That means it doesn't just flush out like vitamin C. It can build up in the body over time, stored in tissues, hanging around quietly. And when levels get too high, it can start interfering with systems that matter for one thing above all: your ability to move safely and confidently. This is how it often shows up. A little more trouble rising from a chair, feeling off when turning quickly, feeling tired sooner while walking, a slightly unsteady feeling in the legs. And because those signs look like aging, people brush them off. But high-dose vitamin E can affect neuromuscular function and muscle metabolism. And in seniors, where muscle mass is already naturally declining, small changes can become big problems. And there's another risk many people don't consider. Vitamin E can thin the blood. That becomes especially concerning if someone is already on a blood thinner, aspirin, or certain medications. Now imagine this. Your legs are slightly weaker than they used to be. Your balance isn't as sharp, and your blood is thinner than it should be. A simple stumble isn't a simple stumble anymore. It becomes a bruising event, a bleeding event, a hospital event. Sometimes the moment that begins a permanent change in mobility. And the scariest part? This often happens with people who are trying to do the right thing. So if vitamin E is in your routine, especially at high doses, this is worth a serious second look. Now let's move to the second one, because it surprises even more people. 2. Vitamin A, the healthy aging vitamin that can quietly weaken bones and legs. Vitamin A has a good reputation. Immune support, vision, skin, healthy aging. And in proper amounts, it is important. But here's what many people don't realize. Vitamin A is also fat-soluble. Sometimes it's a fracture. And as we age, the margin for error shrinks. The body doesn't bounce back the same way. Bones become more vulnerable. Muscles recover slower. Organs process nutrients differently. And one of the most concerning links with long-term excess vitamin A is this. It can contribute to bone loss, especially in the hips and legs. Those are the exact bones that protect independence. Because for seniors, the biggest threat isn't always a disease. A hip fracture doesn't just hurt. It can steal confidence, mobility, independence, and for some people, their ability to live alone. And vitamin A excess doesn't announce itself with loud symptoms. It whispers. It shows up as aches in the hips or thighs, persistent fatigue in the legs, feeling weaker and needing to sit more often, gradually avoiding walks for no reason. And that's how it traps people. Because when you start avoiding movement, muscles shrink. When muscles shrink, balance worsens. When balance worsens, falls increase. And that's how independence gets chipped away, quietly, slowly, and unfairly. If vitamin A is part of your daily habit, especially with cod liver oil or multivitamins, this is a powerful reason to review your total intake with your doctor. Now the third vitamin is the one that causes the strangest symptoms and can be the most emotionally disturbing. 3. Vitamin B6, the energy vitamin that can numb your legs. This one often starts like this, a slight tingling in the toes, a weird buzzing feeling that comes and goes, a sense that your feet aren't reading the floor the way they used to. And many seniors assume it's circulation, it's age, maybe it's diabetes, maybe I slept wrong. But sometimes it's not any of those. Sometimes it's the vitamin people take to feel better. Vitamin B6 is everywhere. Multivitamins, energy formulas, brain health blends, nerve support supplements. It's marketed as helpful for metabolism and the nervous system. But here's the twist. Even though B6 is water-soluble, high chronic doses can cause toxicity, especially from supplements. And when B6 is taken too high for too long, it can damage peripheral nerves. That condition is called peripheral neuropathy. And it doesn't just affect sensation. It affects balance, coordination, walking confidence, the ability to feel where your feet are. People start tripping over nothing. They avoid stairs. They avoid crowds. They stop walking as much. They stop going out. Not because they're lazy, because their body doesn't feel safe anymore. And one of the hardest parts? Sometimes nerve symptoms can linger even after stopping the supplement, especially if the issue goes on for too long. That's why awareness matters. So if you're taking B6 for energy or brain health, it's worth checking the exact milligrams. Many people don't realize how high their total dose is when multiple supplements overlap. Fear, even less movement. But the real story is personal. This is about the moment someone realizes, I've started organizing my day around my limitations instead of my choices. It's choosing the elevator instead of stairs, skipping a walk you used to enjoy, sitting down more often because standing feels like effort. And over time, that becomes a new normal. And the body adapts to that new normal in the worst way. Less movement, weaker muscles. Weaker muscles, shakier balance. That cycle is brutal. And it's not always caused by age alone. Sometimes it's caused by routine decisions made with good intentions and little guidance. But here's the empowering part. What's learned can be changed. And you still have time. What to do instead, without panic. So what should you actually do with this information? Not fear, not guilt, clarity. Audit your supplement shelf like it matters. Pick up each bottle and ask, why am I taking this? Who recommended it? What dose am I actually taking? Am I doubling up through multivitamins plus extra pills? Sometimes the danger isn't one supplement. It's the stack. Ask your doctor for guidance that fits your age. Your needs at 70 are not your needs at 30. A supplement that's fine for one person can be harmful for another depending on medications, liver and kidney function, diet, bone density, history of falls, nerve symptoms. Consider checking nutrient levels when appropriate. A simple conversation with your doctor about labs can reveal whether you're deficient, sufficient, or overloaded. Numbers remove guessing. Prioritize food first whenever possible. The body generally handles nutrients best through food: colorful vegetables, eggs, fish, lean protein, nuts and seeds in reasonable amounts, healthy fats, whole grains, and legumes. Supplements can have a role, but they shouldn't replace real nourishment. The other silent threat to legs: sitting too much. Now there's one more reality we have to confront. Even if your vitamins are perfect, even if your blood work looks decent, there's another habit that quietly weakens legs faster than people realize: prolonged sitting and low daily movement. It doesn't feel dangerous because it's normal now. TV, phone, car rides, long sitting hours. But legs are designed to work. And when they don't, they decline. You don't have to run marathons. But you do need consistent reminders to your body that your legs are still needed. Even simple daily habits can help. Short walks after meals, standing during commercials, gentle chair squats, calf raises holding a counter, light resistance movements 3 to 5 times a week. Because the goal isn't fitness, the goal is function, and function is independence. A private message from someone who learned this late. Let me end with this. A senior once said something that stuck with me. The biggest mistake isn't getting older. The biggest mistake is assuming weakness is unavoidable. That's the trap. People accept decline as destiny. But often, decline is a signal. A signal to adjust. A signal to pay attention. A signal to change course while change is still possible. So if you take one thing from today, let it be this. Your legs are not just muscles. They are freedom. They are confidence. They are dignity. And you're allowed to protect them with wisdom, not just habits. If this message helped you, share one thing you learned today in the comments. Just one. And if you know someone over 60 who takes a handful of vitamins every morning without ever questioning them, share this video with them. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.